lawyer. He is a lawyer here. And how can a strike, you know, this is like illegal and blah, 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 blah. This is, when Polish people didn't make a contract,
if you go on the websites of newspapers like the Daily Mail and the Daily Express, every day you will see a tsunami, a tidal wave of hate towards Polish people. Enough is enough.
But would you be afraid or would you worry that these kind of events are being hijacked by Polish nationalists?
I don't see any. Are you a Polish nationalist? No.
Is there a worry?
Sorry?
Is there a worry?
I'm not worried about it. I see no evidence of it whatsoever.
British press.
Listen, in any group of people, you always have 1% who are radicals and extreme. That's to be expected. I'm sure that even in all kinds of organisations it happens, but I've seen no evidence of it today. I've seen no evidence of it in the media over the last few weeks, either the Polish media or the British media. Polish people just want respect. It's not a political thing in that sense. It's not a left-wing, right-wing agenda. It's a human rights issue. And I'm here to express my solidarity with these people.
Do you think that the skills of Polish people are needed in the British economy?
Well, they're very skilled, and the main asset that they have is an incredible work ethic.
I don't know.
Basically, they come here, to put it very bluntly, because they make 4 times as much money as in Poland. So they have a very strong incentive to work hard. People, British racists say that they're here just for the benefits. The difference between benefits and no benefits is you don't. With benefits, you make 4.5 times as much as you would in Poland. Without the benefits, Cameron's welcome to take them away if he wants. It won't make any difference because they'll still make 4 times as much. So that is a way of scapegoating the Poles and dehumanizing them and putting them in the same category as terrorists and various irresponsible people. We have a track record going back over 100 years of contributing to this country. Marks and Spencer, Tesco was founded by people from Poland. We won the Battle of Britain, our Polish pilots did, for the British. We've shed blood for this country, time after time after time after time. We've proved our loyalty. I'm a Polish patriot, born in London, and a British patriot as well. And I think that description fits most Polish people in this country. We love this country, we need some respect, we want to be loved too. So if you like, today is a demonstration saying, please love us.
Have you heard about the rival protest about donating Polish blood today? What do you think?
I see it as a complimentary protest, though it didn't start that way. The purpose, sorry? Well, it started as a protest against the strike and today's demonstration. But in fact, I see it as completely complimentary because the purpose of it, one of its purposes, is to remind British people about the amount of blood that we have shed for this country. My father, 75 years ago, was in the British Army. There were 250,000 Poles in the British Army, fighting and dying for this country. These are historical facts. We've got a fabulous track record. We're the ideal newcomer community. And I think we deserve respect for that. And in a sense, I'm glad that nothing has come of this demonstration because this is our track record. We work, we keep our heads down, we don't really demonstrate, we don't riot, we don't use violence, we just get on with our work. But I think now enough is enough. We've had enough. For example, I'll give you a very simple example of something that happens on a daily basis in this city, and not only in this city. In Starbucks, there are lots of Polish girls making coffee for everybody without any discrimination. I was talking to a Polish girl who's the manager of a Starbucks in West London the other day. She said every single week, at least half a dozen times, she gets told to fuck off back to Poland. That's what happens on a regular basis. It's normal. Normally, Polish people don't protest. They just accept it because they love this country. They tolerate it. But enough is enough. I think it's got to stop. This country is meant to be a bastion of human rights and democracy. And there are all these hate crimes. This is a minor one that I've just described. I've been told to fuck off back to Poland, even though I was born here. And that was said to an English MP. So I've got witnesses for it. And the guy who said it was such a fanatic that he said it in public to an MP, a member of parliament. So if people say that to me, imagine the poor people who don't speak English, who aren't successful businessmen, who don't have the type of prince the way I do. They're defenseless against it. That's why I'm standing up in their defense. So if there are 10,000 people here today, or one person here today, I don't mind. My job is to do my bit to show solidarity with these people. I'm one of the lucky ones.
How about British media treatment? Because there are lots of journalists around here.
Well, 3 months.
Treated by the Daily Mail.
3 months. I don't think the Daily Mail has written about me yet, though after the terrible stuff I've said about me today, they probably will. And they'll probably not say very nice things, but I'm used to that. It's not a problem. What I will say is that 3 months ago, when I challenged Nigel Farage to a duel on YouTube, the Daily Telegraph, a conservative, so-called right-wing newspaper, did a reader's survey. Who's going to win the duel, Nigel Farage or the Polish Prince? 83% supported me. And they didn't support me because of my sword fighting. The point is, Nigel Farage and his party lost the election big time. 4 million people voted for him. We're a tiny minority of this country. And I think these very traditionally minded English people who read the Daily Telegraph are basically horrified by the kind of stuff that so many of the members of that party are saying. They're horrified by what they read in the Daily Mail and the Daily Express. Certainly where I live in Ealing, where there's a big Polish community, lots of English friends in the community. These people are considered really to be primitive.
Have you got an estimate how many Polish people are currently living
in London? Nobody really knows because you've got the people like me who are born here. So how do you count them? It's Polish origin, but it's anywhere between 500,000 and 1 million. That's the consensus of opinion in the Polish community, and in London alone. And it's one reason why I decided to stand for election next year as Mayor of London, because these people traditionally don't vote. They have the right to vote in local elections, and my job is really to support them and encourage them to stand up and say what they really feel. People say to me, Polish people say to me, that they admire what I'm doing because I'm saying what they think, what they feel, but they're scared to say it. That's why I'm here today, to show human solidarity with people who've overcome their fear. Even if there was only one Polish person here today, I'd be here to support them.
Why a lot of Polish don't go out to vote is because they have no trust in government.
Are you asking me to make a political point? Yes. I don't think it's a reflection on the government itself, but I am aware that even if I don't win the election next year, and you need about 1,200,000 votes to win the mayoral election. If we get a couple of 100,000 votes, 500,000 votes, I think politicians of all parties in this country will wake up and smell the coffee and start thinking, well, we want these people not to vote for Zylinski next time, but for us, Labour, Conservative, whatever. And therefore, the media are going to be nicer to us and the politicians are going to be nicer to us. and they're going to step in and protect us. At the moment, very few British politicians protect us.
And who are the ones protecting them?
I wouldn't like to say.
Can you look at me for a
You're trying
second?
to get me to make political points.
Dzień dobry, Rafał Zalewska. Mieliśmy okazję się poznać z Grecji. Co pan powie na temat, czy popiera pan strajk, co pan myśli w ogóle o tej akcji?
Strajku nie popieram, ale popieram Polaków, dlatego tutaj jestem. Jestem tutaj,